Hey everybody, this is Audrey. I wanted to share with you a recipe that is probably one of Matt and my favorite recipes that we discovered actually kind of late in our weight loss journey, but it was just so helpful to us, particularly because one of the things I missed the most during losing weight was a sandwich, the actual ability to hold a sandwich. The recipe that we're going to make for you today is called Revolution Rolls, and it is probably one of our most requested recipes. It's very simple. But it actually bakes up into a roll that you can put a sandwich, like a hamburger patty or a fish sandwich, however you want to use it, but it actually gives you the ability to hold and eat a sandwich. And it's very simple, like I said, but there are a few pointers. First of all, I found out kind of by trial and error that a humid day will not help this process. It will just sort of, they won't set up, I'm not sure why. But my friend Janice and I both found that excess humidity in the air will impede this process. So try and pick a nice day to do this. So what we're going to start with calls for 3 eggs, and I found room temperature eggs are easier to separate and they also bake up better. So I try and make sure they're room temperature eggs. And I've sort of prepped a few things for you here. Into my mixing bowl I put the whites of the eggs. So in my mixing bowl is 3 egg whites, room temperature. And then the recipe calls for about a 1/16 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. So I just sort of put a shake of that right on top of the egg whites, and that goes into your mixing bowl. And what you're going to do is, well actually let me move over here. Into the other bowl I have prepared already is the yolks from the eggs. Again, room temperature helps them separate better. And then you're also going to add to that bowl 3 tablespoons of light cream cheese at room temperature as well. Okay, so then I'm going to start back with the mixing bowl. You're going to mix those whites. You're going to beat them high speed. So the better your mixture is, the better this process goes. Mix them on high speed until you get stiff peaks. I can't stress enough how important it is that they be really stiff. You want them to actually stand up when you pull the mixer, the beater out of it. So I'm going to mix these up and then I'm going to show you what they look like. Okay, so it's been approximately a minute, 15 seconds, minute and a half. That's with my mixer. And what you want here is really stiff peaks. Like I said, when you pull your mixing beater out of it, you want it to really stand up stiff. So I'm going to let those sit for just a second and move over to my egg yolks. And you're just going to mix those with a little whisk until you have kind of a smooth consistency. Doesn't have to be terribly precise. And I did forget to mention in the recipe that we'll post for the Revolution Rolls, it calls for a packet of Splenda. I've never bothered to add that and I've never missed it, but I know some people do like to add that little bit of sweetness to the rolls. Okay, so once I have my egg yolks fairly well mixed, a nice consistency, you're going to fold these into your egg whites, being very careful not to deflate the whites as you do that. Sort of pour them over and mix at the same time. And you're going to want to keep going until you have a really nice, thoroughly mixed up consistency. And again, being very careful not to deflate your egg whites. When you have it to that consistency, you're going to take your cookie sheet, and I've already prepared mine with parchment paper sprayed with PAM or canola oil spray. I've just found that helps them to really come off the paper easier. And you want to dollop these. This recipe makes 6 halves, so 3 rolls. This is what I have in the pan right now, or the mixing bowl. And you're going to just dollop that onto your cookie sheet. Okay, so here's where you know if you've been successful in reaching that consistency that you need. As soon as you start to dollop these onto your cookie sheet, you're going to know if it starts to run all over the place, you didn't beat your egg whites long enough, and I've done that many times, trial and error. But if you get a nice puffy consistency like this, you should be in good shape. So you're going to put it in the oven, like I said, 350 degrees, and just keep an eye on them. Recipe calls for 30 minutes. I found my oven doesn't take that long, so about 20-25 minutes for mine. So I think we're just about ready to come out of the oven here. Perfect. That's what you want. Golden brown on the top. And they should pop right off that paper and golden brown on the bottom. So obviously, a top and a bottom, perfect sandwich. These are going along up at the cabin with us this weekend for burgers. Enjoy!